Hey, there we go. Okay, let me turn myself down a little bit. All right. Greetings, everybody. I'm janglestorm. I'm gonna be playing Garfield Caught in the Act for you tonight, and well, it is on a Monday, funnily enough. So I'm guessing Garfield would appreciate the thought of that. So yeah, let me reset so we can get this going, I guess. So if the timer is ready. Yeah, timer starts as soon as I press start, so that will be in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so just skip the lore. So basically Garfield is stuck in TV land, so it's another one of those Mondays, I guess. So yeah, Garfield got here because he got zapped into the TV by this monster called Glitch, who is consisting of spare TV parts. And well, Garfield was watching TV and he was trying to fix it, and he left a couple of spare parts while he was trying to fix it, so that's why. And we are currently playing through a couple of movie scenes, I guess. Starting off with this level, Dracula themed, and well, you already see me do some things. You know, I move around, I do some close range attacks, and I do some projectile attacks. And so yeah, that's the basics of this, really. And in this level, we're trying to get through a couple of underground tombs in order to get to Count Beulah, as per the name of this level. Let's see if I can do something here. Okay, not quite. What I was trying to do there was this weird glitch of sorts, which launches me out of that tomb, but that would have saved me like 8 seconds, but it's kind of hard to pull off in a speedrun setting like this. So, I mean, if you get it, it's nice, but otherwise, oh well. I gotta make sure not to jump too early, or I will fall down these pits, and that's also quite costly in terms of time. So I'm just trying to get through here. Try not to get hit too often, because that's also a thing that can happen really, really, really often. Nice, that was a good jump. Alright, on to the first boss. Count Beulah. He's gonna send some bats after me, and I think the best thing is really to try to defeat them all as quickly as possible. And as soon as I send them into the coffin, or one of the coffins, I have to open one of these blinds and then, well, you know, Dracula light, etc. So we have to do this 3 times, corresponding with each coffin, basically. And that's it, really. The funny thing is, when I was first casually playing this, I found it really hard to find those blinds, but you know, in a certain way it makes perfect sense. It's just the visual cue isn't quite as obvious, I guess. I don't know. Okay, and there we go. I was a bit afraid that the bat was gonna be a bit of an annoyance, but we made it through this level. Alright, so in between levels we get to these commercial breaks, which is basically Garfield speeding through this part. We have to, well, you can collect these pookies for lives or continues, but we're mostly focusing on the coffee cups because those will speed us up and make us go through this level faster. And those electrical orbs we try not to hit because those slow us down. Alright, so in between we have more parts of TV land, which are pretty linear. You just have to get to the next level, really. So this level has seen some changes, and some really interesting ones. Revenge of Orangebeard. It starts off with this boat ride, which looks like an auto-scroller, but we're just going to jump off. So we'll see how that goes. And Garfield takes damage from water, so we try to grab these food items to keep us alive. And we're going to grab this coffee cup that will grant us temporary invincibility, and that will allow us to successfully do this, well, boat skip, I guess. So at the very least, we should be able to get at the checkpoints. If I get lucky, I might be able to get past these obstacles. Too bad. Well, at least I got to that checkpoint. So even if only that happens, it's still a time save as opposed to staying on board. So now at full health, I can easily get through here. All right. Just got to keep my iframes in mind because they will run out at some point, so I really have to time it somewhat precisely. That was, well, there was one boat skip we did, which is coming up, which is also a lot easier. But yeah, this one is also really short. The one before this was a lot longer, and for a long time it wasn't really done in speedruns up until recently. The third boat skip, however, is still pretty lengthy. I've been sort of experimenting with doing this skip as well, but it's by far the most difficult to pull off because it's really lengthy. You know, and even if you stay on board, you still have these stretches where you will speed up. So I guess ultimately it will save some time, but I don't know. That's something that I still want to experiment with and see how that will pan out. Anyway, we're back on the mainland again. Jerkbird's trying to chase me. I'm not picking up that extra 1-up because there are 2 items that will lead to bonus levels after each respective level, and those are extra lives and the so-called hammers or mallets. You saw one just now, and you will see a couple more of these. Okay, literally into the jungle we go, because this part has some things going on. Most notably, we will be doing a couple of fine skips. They don't really save a significant amount of time, but it's still worth doing it if you can. And the first one is pretty much free, I would say. It's by no means pixel perfect or something, so it's a really easy one to set up. The second one that's coming up, however, is a lot more difficult. Also, I need to make sure not to get hit by anything. The law of the jungle apparently here is if you get hit by items whilst you jump, you fall down really fast. So I try not to do that. Okay, here comes the second fine skip. I gotta set myself up in a certain way and hope this works. Not quite. I'm gonna try the third time. Ah, too bad. I usually try the maximum of 3 times, and after that it's not really anything of a time save anymore, so that's too bad. But if you can get it, it's super nice. Alright, gotta make sure, we're still not entirely out of the woods yet, I guess. This part's still going on. Okay, that's good for now. Some of these vines, if you grab them, you don't seem to be able to grab them. There's this weird thing with their hitboxes, I don't know why. Anyway, in the lower part of this jungle, this is not as difficult or anything, so it's just pretty straightforward. You just go here, grab the sledge, and that brings us to the second boss, which is the skeleton, and we have to deal 8 hits, which we do with projectiles, I guess. So, and you see the screen flash up as soon as one of the hits registers. So there we go. Okay. Betrayed killer. Well, basically, if I stream this, I'm not sure if it's really showing up on stream, but usually since there's so much static on screen, it tends to be a bit of a bitrate killer, so you could basically sing that along to this tune. The creators knew what they were doing. Alright. On to the next part. You can still die in these parts too, like you can get hit by the electricity. Although on the Game Gear version, there are multiple versions of this game, and on the Game Gear it does send you back to a specific checkpoint, so that's working quite differently than this game. Alright, we go back very far in time to the era of the cave cat, I guess. So now we have those wonderful teeth, and they throw eggs upon us, and that's all very nice. So, oh, that was actually pretty dangerous. Oh well. This is actually the first level in any other version of this game that's not the Genesis. So it also got released on the Game Gear and on the PC. The PC version is really similar to this, except it adds an extra level which is alien themed. The Game Gear game, however, is very different and has been made by an entirely different development team. So yeah, if you've played the game or if you've seen screenshots of the game, you will realize how different it is. Alright, in this part they sort of want you to roll this rock over to this higher wall, but you know, we could also grab the ledge. So, easy enough. So, after all this time you might wonder, well, it's a nice game, but where's the lasagna? Well, there's not really any instance of lasagna, but I guess out of this cheese waterfall you could probably make some lasagna if you want, so I don't know. All right, time to jump some branches. And down we go, and oh, missed an input. Otherwise, I would have been able to get past that fire without getting hit. It's a bit of a puzzle in a certain way. You have to find your way through. Oh, okay, that's not happened in a very long time. Thankfully, there's this backup. I was scared that it was going to fall down entirely, and I had to retrace my steps, but thankfully I could jump from that branch back there. Now we got these cheese vines, I guess. Also very nice. Also some instances of me trying to keep enemies at a distance so as not to get hit by them. Alright, now the part that might potentially soft lock the game, and I hope it doesn't, but there is a chance. So this fight against Dynody, I guess, can do that. Dynody can jump off screen and that will cause the game to soft lock. So what we try to do is throw these rocks onto the seesaw and then launch them towards Dynody, who, as you saw, then gets sent downwards, and then we have to throw a projectile and he'll jump up again. We have to repeat this process a couple of times. Okay, I wasn't entirely in time for that. That's okay. There's quite a bit of RNG in the way these rocks drop, so I usually hope that they drop pretty nearby, but that really depends. I mean, you could still save some time for that if you get lucky with that. I think in my recent recorded PB, I've had some really good luck with that. Okay, it seems like we did skip the soft lock, so yay. Time for some more commercial breaks and time for some more collecting cups here. See if I actually have no precise idea of where they are, but I try to derive it from the position of the previous cup so that I can hopefully get myself to the next one soon enough. Oh no, not enough Pookies. There we go, couple of jumps. Nothing too bad, really. Alright, it's time to go into film noir territory. We go to Casablanca. Again, it's also a little bit of a puzzle if you play this casually, because you have to go through these doors and down these holes. Kind of have to find the right way through, but if you know the right way, then it's actually really simple. It also makes this a super short level. Just a couple of these things, and then we have to make sure to stay on top of these roofs and not fall down. There's a chance that there are, well, these doves, that they'll be trying to ruin my fun and try to knock me off these awnings and stuff, so I have to be a bit careful about that, but this is fine. Okay, can I make it? Okay, good. Alright, this boss fight also has some interesting things, because it used to be that you needed to do 8 hits with these bombs that it's throwing in order to defeat it, but I found this glitch which only requires me to do only 4 hits. For that I still need 4 bombs, of course, and he only threw me 3 bombs, so I have to wait for a little bit, but you'll see. Which one is it? There we go. Okay, basically I'm gonna stand over on this wall. And, oh, there we go. And I have to make sure not to really, well, push it, but after that you just stand there, and that's where you throw the bombs. And I think it sort of duplicates the bombs or something, or doubles the damage, I don't know, but you only have to deal 4 hits instead of 8, so that's pretty interesting. Also, this is also a difference between difficulties. Like, I'm playing on Kitty difficulty, which is not actually very different from the normal difficulty, which is supposed to be the harder one. But there are some differences amongst which, you know, the amount of bumps that you get there. Alright, time to go into Egyptian-themed territory. We go to the Curse of Cleopatra. And you see Garfield wearing this wonderful thing on his head. Alright. Yeah, the animations in this game are really beautiful. They have also got this sort of official seal of approval because they are made by Jim Davis himself and his team, who hand drew the sprites. So that really lends it that sort of official quality, and it really shows in the game. I think that's definitely one of the selling points of this game. All right. Just have to make sure not to jump too early, or I will be getting this. So many crushes in this level. All right. Tiny jump here. And very soon we'll be heading over to the boss, who is in fact Cleopatra. Right. So this boss fight has an interesting setup, which can potentially save me 20 seconds if I pull it off. So here's the hoping. And it starts as soon as I hit that first torch. So now I have to mostly wait, but also have to really look precisely at the wall and see at which horizontal line I have to jump. So in this case, you see this one upcoming horizontal line, that's pretty much when I have to jump. And okay, this might be still good. For this next part, I really have to make sure that I jump just before the horizontal line, so I can actually jump right on to this tongue and get over here. I have to do 5 hits over here. So I hope this is working out. And there we go. Okay, nice. That was a 20-second time save right there. So I'm glad I got that. And there we go. I would say that's definitely one of the parts that can really kill a run sometimes if it goes wrong. I've had it happen before, but also the part earlier in the jungle, that's also one of the run killers. Anyway, now we have to deal damage to these eyes. You can sort of hit these eyes with projectiles before you get to this phase, but it doesn't actually register damage, so you can't really do anything about this until you get to this phase, and you have to deal 10 hits. Same thing with this snake's head. You have to jump up and hit 10 times. I usually stand over here, so most of the projectiles won't hit me. And there we go. And now we have to wait like roughly 18 seconds before the next remote appears, so I guess it's a good time for donations if there are any. I'm just gonna dance. Have I told you Garfield is really good at dancing, by the way? Because he really is. Right, for the last time we go into bitrate killer territory. And they also provide free coffee cups and such. There we go. It's actually pretty easy to figure out where they come from, because where they will appear, because it's usually once one of the cups has appeared all the way down below, you basically steer yourself upwards and find the next one eventually. Okay, it's time to face the final boss. We're finally gonna face Glitch and gonna beat him so we can be sent out of the TV again. It's time for the season finale. So in this level we have to sort of climb up, but we have to flip these panels. And it's soon gonna turn very, very crowded in terms of projectiles. But this is what we have to do. We have to send those lasers back to Glitch through these panels. We have to flip them over. And I basically try to flip all of them, so I have the best chance of getting out here as fast as possible. So here we go. Sometimes it's probably a good thing not to move around too much, because that can really make you surprised and such. So I'm trying to see if I can do this. Okay, that was actually, I think, really close. I've had a run die to this because I accidentally jumped there when one of those blue projectiles appeared. And why am I up here, by the way? That shouldn't happen. But yeah, stuff like that can really disorient you pretty quickly. And I guess if you do it for the first time, you probably will be surprised to see what happens here. but we're pretty close to the top, so we only have a couple more of these rounds here, and that should be it. In the meantime, we just get to just wait around and see Glitch totally go crazy and stuff. Okay, this is the last batch. We get up here, and there we go. Now we just wait. So time is coming up shortly, as soon as the screen fades to black after the last remote pickup, so that will be very soon. So get ready for that. In the meantime, we do this jump. Oh no! And there it goes. And high jump up, and get ready. Time. And there we go. It seems like Garfield had a lot of fun, so it wasn't really like he was very stressed out by it or something. So yeah, he just had a super fun time. And well, I hope all of you had a fun time watching this too. And I could definitely recommend playing this game. I want to do a shout out for the Garfield speedrun community. Not a lot of runners for this game necessarily, but there have been a couple of new runners, which is always nice to see. Be sure to check the speedrunning.com page for the Discord if you want to join. So yeah, shout outs to them, and shout outs to ESA for allowing me to show off this game. And yeah, have fun with the rest of the week. I'll be back later this week with another run. And yeah, be sure to keep donating. And that's all I have. Thank you so much. Bye. I'll see ya.